Hello, thank you for joining me here at Educator L's Learning Lounge. My name is Lynn. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining me this week. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. This is just a look into my life as a special education teacher. Currently, I teach 4th through 8th grade in a rural school in Missouri. So follow along for the fun. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for joining me this week. So, do you know what ruins a wonderful Friday? Realizing it's still only Thursday. So this morning I woke up thinking, oh yay, it's Friday. Yeah, it's not. Today's Thursday. So it's been a long week. Really, we've been doing our iReady diagnostics. So the kids are working hard. I check them whenever they get done. Their goal, of course, is to show growth. So if they show typical or stretch growth, then they get to be rewarded and go on a trip. So they have to do it in one of the areas, either math or reading. So we go over, I have all of their test scores written down for them so they can check it. I don't have to. Of course, I'm the one who officially writes it down for them, and then I keep that paperwork as data that goes in their file. But I want them to be able to understand, here's my numbers, I can check it myself, I can see if I get to go on the trip. So a lot of them have to redo it, which again, some of them will look at their score and go, oh, I didn't do it. Can I redo it? Absolutely. So we have one who has been flagged twice for going too fast, and she is not growing. So sometimes if I get them flagged for going too fast, but they grew a lot, I let it go. But this one, each time she has taken it, which she has taken it twice now, she's gone down both times. And both of them were below her first test of the year. So we're like, no. So her teacher decided that we'll have her do the math this week, and then we'll start over again on reading next week, just because she apparently is not doing the reading well. So we're probably going to sit with her and make sure she's taking her time, she's reading it. We might have her read it out loud to us. I don't know yet, but we just want them to do their very, 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 very best. So this week I have had IEP meetings most of the week. So on Tuesday, we had a meeting that got canceled at last minute. So it was a 10 o'clock meeting, and I found out at 10:15 that we were not having the meeting. So that one got moved to today. Then yesterday, Wednesday, I had a 10 o'clock meeting, and so we got that done, got that IEP done, and I'm just waiting for final approval from the process coordinator to be able to print that and send it home with the student to be able to go to mom. Then today we had the makeup for the Tuesday meeting, and unfortunately mom had said that she wanted to do it via Zoom because of the fact that 2 of her kids were home sick with strep. So we agreed to do it with Zoom, but since it was a second meeting and she did not show up to the Zoom call, we just went ahead and had the meeting without her. Now, it was a determination meeting, and the student actually retested and is not eligible for services anymore, which is great. We want them to be able to get out of special education if they can. So he has been dismissed from services, and we will just send that information home to mom. It doesn't affect whether or not he can be dismissed, whether mom comes to the meeting or not, just because the tests showed they show that he's nowhere near needing any kind of services anymore. They do believe that maybe the first set of tests that got him into special education, apparently he had missed a lot of school, so it might have just been some skills were missing, and so it appeared that he was lower than he should have been. So therefore now we've got him kind of caught up on the skills after 3 years, and so we're able to graduate him out. So that was great. I did tell him today that that was going to happen, and so today would be his last day in my class. But if he wants to come tomorrow, since tomorrow is Friday, just because he is routine and we're doing the diagnostic testing anyway, so if he wants to come in here and do it, that's fine, because they also get prizes if they go up. So, but I did tell him that if he doesn't come down and he finishes his diagnostic, I'll still get him his prizes, just because I wanted to make sure he got those. So then I have another IEP meeting today at 2:35. So usually we try to have them in the mornings, but I have one teacher in 6th through 8th grade who has a planned time during 8th hour instead of 1st hour. So we have to do hers at the end of the day. So we're doing one this afternoon. So I know that my process coordinator actually has another meeting in between those two. So she is all meetinged out today. So the great thing is this meeting today should be my last one of the year. I know there's only like 10 days left of school, so hopefully there's not a whole lot left, but you never know. So but this should be my last one, and then when we get this done, we'll finalize it, and then I will be able to focus on progress reporting. So I do want to try to get progress reporting completed by the end of next week, but of course next week I will be gone on Tuesday because I'm going on a field trip with my child, and then on Friday we have a field trip for the 3rd and 4th graders. So my daughter will be on that field trip as well, but also we needed some more staff members to go. So the first one I'm going as a parent volunteer, and so I had to take a personal day, but then on the one on Friday I'm going as a staff member, so it just counts as a regular day for me. So that's nice to be able to do that and still be able to attend with my daughter. So that is very nice to be able to do that. Hello, today is Friday. It has already been a crazy morning and it's 10:42. It was a crazy morning before 8 a.m. actually. So I decided I was going to go to Whataburger they have a teacher appreciation, you get a free breakfast. So we went ahead and I had to leave early. So I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and couldn't go back to sleep. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and get up and get ready. My little one woke up early. So I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's go get this Whataburger. So I was like, all right, so I got everything ready. We got in the car. I felt like I was forgetting something, but I couldn't figure out what it was. So we go ahead, we go to Whataburger, which is like out of the way. It is not on the way to school. So we go out of our way to go to Whataburger, get my free breakfast. I got her hash browns because she didn't want anything else. So got her that. And then we were driving back, and so there's 2 ways to get to school, and so I could have went back past our house and come around, or I just went the other way. So I went the other way, and then after that, we were getting ready. We were close to my daughter's school because it's first before mine, and she goes, "Mommy, I forgot we need $6 because they have a field trip on Tuesday," and she needed money for the field trip. Now, I could have begged people, "Hey, do you have cash? I'll give you Cash App, whatever," but first of all, it's $6 cash. So second of all, I needed to pay for mine as well. So that's $20. So to try to find $26 in cash in 10 minutes, there was no way. So I was like, okay, I said, well, we'll turn around and we'll go back home and we'll get the cash, because I knew I had cash at home, but I had forgotten to bring that with me. I turned around, I went back and got the cash out of my purse at home, and then we came back to school. Well, I am doing bus duty this week because our principal is gone, so I had told her I could do that. So I had to call my para because I did not have the phone number of our assistant superintendent who holds the door, so usually during bus time. So I needed to tell her, because my principal's not here, so I needed to tell her that I was going to not be able to make it for bus duty, possibly because I had to go back. I knew if I made it, I was going to be like cutting it close. So I went ahead and I called my para and I told her what was going on and said, hey, is it okay? Can you just go up and hold the door and do her thing, and then tell her if she can do bus duty? That would be great. So not a problem. Got the money, made it to school, and we got here. As soon as we got here, the bell rang, so it was time to do the buses. So I actually went ahead and stood there at the doors, and the assistant superintendent went ahead and did bus duty. So then she said, okay, well, why don't you go ahead and I'll hold the door? I said, okay, no problem. So then I could go ahead and go in, because I still had all my stuff with me. I had already put my little one on the bus, but I still had all my stuff in my hand. So I had my drink and my bag and everything. So then one of my students, the cafeteria worker, brought one of my students who's a behavior issue to the assistant superintendent, who is also our counselor. So he was having a rough morning. So it wasn't even 7:55 yet. So he started yelling at her, and so I was like, I'll hold the door, you go ahead and go take care of him. So she went ahead and took care of him. I went ahead and held the door. So I had to stay there until 7:55. So I was there from like 7:35 to 7:55 holding the door so that she could take care of him. So she decided to keep him this morning for first hour. So she's like, can you go tell his first hour teacher I have him? Sure. So I went and did that, and then that's usually my plan time during first hour is supposed to be my IEP writing time. So I went ahead and was able to do some of that. And then I told the second hour teacher that student has, hey, this is what happened. So if he's agitated, I just want you to know. Well, the counselor went ahead and told the second hour teacher she was keeping him still. So I was like, oh no. So third hour came and he should be in my class. He still wasn't here, which was fine because I knew where he was. And then finally she brought him in about halfway through class. So he seemed fine. He seemed calm. I gave him an assignment. He wasn't really happy about it, but he at least did not complain about it. And so then we also had this morning, I had kids that were working on their diagnostics. Some of them are done with their diagnostics and some of them are not. So this is a rough time in the school year to just be able to, you don't want to move on, but you can't move on without everybody, and it's crazy.